We've looked at national government. We're now going to look at local government and how local councils work. So I'm going to show you some pictures and you've got to guess what services your local council provides for you. Clue number 1. That one's nice and easy. Maybe a bit more difficult. Easy peasy. Okay, so some of the things that your local council does for you. You have to register every child's birth, every marriage and every death, and that all takes place in the registry office at your local council. They collect your rubbish and your recycling. If you want an extension on your house or a business wants to move or grow, then you have to have planning permission from the council. Buses are partially run in connection with your local council. Entertainment, you have to have a licence if you want to play music. Your parks and your leisure centres are all run by the council, so every time there's an event happening at your local park, that's all gone through your local council. Council houses, which are fairly cheap and subsidised by social services. Libraries are run by the council. You pay council tax on your house depending on how big it is, and that goes for paying for these services. And you can also get business advice from them as well. Okay, you need to read the textbooks if you can get access to them, and you need to look at the different levels and layers of councils. For example, parish councils are going to be very small, county councils and district councils a lot bigger. Councils meet in pretty much the same way national government does. So you've got a full council with every single councillor who meets up and discusses the local area. So for example, Wolverhampton Council is run by Labour. Whenever there's a full council meeting, every single councillor who's like an MP but for a much smaller area and represents what's called a council ward. So they have a small area that they're responsible for. They will all meet and they'll discuss what's going on in your district. You've then got committees, so you'll have certain councillors who are working on different things. It might be things like the environment, it could be business or something like that. And then the cabinet, just like national government, you've got your top layer of councillors who are the ones who've got positions of power. The video clips are to a show called Parks and Recreation. It's an American sitcom, but it's based on their local council and how they work within parks and leisure. It's a really funny show, but it gives you an idea of the kind of thing they're responsible for. Okay, have a look if you can on the Channel 4 Learning site. They've got some really good information on the difference between local and national government. You did have a fill in the gaps exercise as well, so have a look at that. So your local council is responsible for the services and facilities in your area. So if you live in Dudley, the stuff that goes on in Dudley and so on and so forth. It gets its money through local taxes like council tax, which you pay based on how much your house is worth. Businesses always have to pay business rates as well, and they also get money from national government. The problem is there's not enough money to do everything they want, particularly with everything going on with coronavirus now. Local councils are really in trouble. They need to know their people in their area to know where the money needs to go. For example, do they need more parks, do they need more schools, and so on and so forth. So councillors, they're democratically elected exactly the same way as MPs. You've got to look after the people in your area, but you've also got to work for your political party as well if you are based with one. You've got demands on your time because very often you might have another job as well. You can easily find out who your local councillors are by going onto your local council website or the link that's below. So, what do we know about local politics and what do local councils actually do? See if you can work it out. Go onto your local council's website and have a look at the things they're responsible for. There's a 1 mark question on the board. And a 2 mark question.